How do you think the re-election of Donald Trump, his return to the White House, changes the world? We've been hearing there from Lisa about the complex, difficult situations.
I think that it would be untruthful to say that that Europe was pleased with this result. I think that a lot of people in the West wanted to ensure that we had a president that was predictable and that we knew what it is that they were going to do next. I mean, obviously there will be countries in the world that will welcome it. We've heard about some of them. I mean, I'm sure that it will be welcomed in Moscow and in North Korea as well. But I think that in Europe, I think it'll be important for us to stick together. I think that those of us with common values need to make sure that we work multilaterally and that we make clear what our priorities are. There's been a lot of talk about many of the conflicts around the world, but I would also add into the mix President-elect Trump's attitude to climate change and the way in which he walked away from the Paris climate deal and has said that he will do the same with any future deals. Obviously, that's a matter of huge concern, not just in the West, but throughout the rest of the world. So I think we are heading for a period of unpredictability, and I think that Britain needs to recognise that actually in some ways it's in a strong position because we have a newly elected government with a large majority and will be in power for 5 years, and a recognition who recognises that we need to work with other countries, other allies with similar values, and I think that it'll be a period during which Britain will need to step up a bit.
Right next to you on the screen now, our viewers will be able to read a statement from Sir Keir Starmer, the British Prime Minister, congratulating President-elect Trump and saying he's looking forward to working with him. But you know, there have been bumps along the road already, even before he gets back into the White House. This isn't necessarily going to be an easy relationship, is it, between the British government and President Trump?
Well, no, I mean, I've already kind of acknowledged that, you know, he will be unpredictable. We don't know what he's going to do. We know what he says, and sometimes he does what he says, and sometimes he says something else which is contradictory. And certainly I remember during the last time when he was president, one would wake up in the morning wondering what President Trump had done overnight. And we may be going back to that time again, which is why it will be important for Britain to work with other allies, particularly, I think, in Europe. But also, you know, there will be things that we will have in common with President Trump. There will be things that we want to achieve together, and we need to make sure that we do that properly. Another area, obviously, of concern is his threatened tariffs. America is the country that we trade with the most after the European Union. And so the threat of introducing pretty massive tariffs on imported goods, 20% I think is what he's now talking about, 60% or 200% with Chinese goods, will obviously have a big effect on the American economy, but will also have quite a chilling effect on the British economy because it is one of our biggest partners.